Don't look now, but there has been actual, honest-to-God good news about the housing market lately. Homebuilder Lennar reported profits and sales that were much higher than expected, and housing starts for the month of August surged to levels that economists were definitely not forecasting. So yes, people are starting to get a little bit more excited about the housing market. Let me rephrase that. Investors in home building stocks are starting to get a little bit more excited. Builders have rallied on this better than expected news, but I'm not so sure that the housing market has really recovered. We have a lot of inventory on the market as foreclosures continue to rise with unemployment at the levels that they are. That's going to remain a problem going forward. And, when it comes down to it, people are still worried about housing prices and where they're going to be going. So what do you think? Is it time to raise the roof on the housing market, or is the foundation still crumbling? Apologies for my lame home references. Matt Singley, though, is that rarest of buzz readers. He's an optimist. Imagine that. There are extremely good deals with the cheapest money you'll ever get. If you can afford to, I think you should be buying, especially when your mortgage is less than rent. Why in the heck wouldn't you buy? That's in response to one of the people that I spoke to in my column who said there really isn't any incentive to buy right now because of where prices are going. And most readers tended to agree with that person I spoke to and not with Mr. Singley. John Jensen questions why he's so bullish. He says, Matt, let me guess, you're a real estate agent. Ouch. Joe Hackman isn't so cynical, but he doesn't think the housing market's improving either. I can think of a good reason not to buy because prices are still going down in most places. A lot of people are worried about what's going on with prices, and until there is some sign that they've hit bottom and could head up, housing doesn't seem like that slam dunk great investment for the long term that it used to be, even with rates as low as they are. Finally, Doug Oswald and Sue Wallach apparently are duking it out over who gets to be considered the gloomiest of buzz readers. Oswald writes that there is no housing recession, just a burst bubble. It ain't coming back because it was wrong in the first place. But I think Sue might have even more of an Eeyore complex. She writes, recession and housing are going for a bigger dive than anyone expects. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, though. It's a train. Obviously, the reality is not that bad. Housing market may not be really improving to the point where we can get that excited yet, but I do think that we probably have had the worst over in housing and that we're not going to head back to levels from a year ago when things were truly bleak.